what's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here, and we've been taking a super beginner approach to, kind of taking our first guitar lessons. And I am trying to show you, progression of the way a guitar teacher would have first taught me, as opposed to like Mary Had a Little Lamb or reading notes, stuff like that. I'm trying to get you to playing your favorite easy songs that are still hugely popular. I'm trying to get you there as quick as possible so you have fun. And when you start having fun, that's the motivation that actually makes you progress even more on guitar. So up to this point, we've learned an E minor chord and an A suspended 2 chord. Then we took that chord and we made it an A major chord. So that's a few chords in our back pocket there. And then we learned the G chord, which is a hugely popular chord. Then we learned the D chord, which is like the most popular chord. And they all sound good in different combinations of each other. They sound great. So we got that D chord. So what I'm going to show you now is A minor. So before this point, we learned A sus2, and we learned A major, but now we're going to learn that sad version of A, which is A minor. The cool thing about A minor, and this happens more and more as we progress with guitar, is if you know A minor, then you know E major. And the reason for that is an A minor chord, which we'll zoom in and I'll show you, but the A minor chord, which is this little fingering here, if I took that exact fingering, for instance, if I took some liquid nitrogen and froze it there, froze the shape, if I just moved it up, each finger up a string this way, it's a completely different chord. So the shape looks exactly the same, but because they're on different strings, now it's a completely different chord. Unrelated to A minor. It sounds good with A minor, but it's a whole new chord. So we're killing two birds with one stone by learning this next shape. And with the E major chord, one, that's like the blues chord. And it's a rock and roll chord. So it's heavily versatile. Then the A minor chord, which you heard in the intro, these are all chords that you know already, or the list goes on and on, honestly. But let's zoom in, though. We're going to learn A minor, and we're going to learn E major because they're the exact same shape with the fingers. Be sure to keep track of the links of the videos that will come after this and the videos in the series that come before this, and make sure that there's links for you to, check back on, like how to tune your guitar, all that stuff. But thanks for the support, and let's zoom in and learn these 2 new chords with one shape. Here we go. All right, so in previous lessons, we've learned the A major chord, also known as just saying A. But now we're going to play A minor. We're going to learn it. And it's, another very valuable chord in all the songs, almost all the songs. So we're going to take our middle finger and we're going to put it on the 2nd fret of the D string. We're going to take our ring finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the G string. And then the index finger is going to go on the 1st fret of the B string. And then to really top it off, we get the open A string in there. And the high E should be ringing out too. Tenacious D for you. Led Zeppelin. Tom Petty. Beatles. and a million more. So, once again, 2nd fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G, and 1st fret on the B, and you have the A minor chord. Very valuable. Don't forget that you can keep the shape, take your hand off, put it back on to help that muscle memory. Don't forget that, you know, when you're not paying attention to the guitar, like if you're watching a sports game or focused on a movie or something else, you can sit with a guitar and just do a little programming. You're not even thinking about it. You're just going through the shapes and you're doing all that stuff. Okay, so we just learned A minor, and the cool thing now that we're starting to learn some chords, you know, almost all of them, by the way, that we need to start with. The coolest thing about this now is that we can take this exact shape and move every finger up one string that way, up that way. And now we have a completely different chord. It's called E major. So remember, the very first chord we learned was E minor, but now we're taking the same shape that we learned as A minor and scooting it up a string. So it'd be 2nd fret A with the middle, 2nd fret D with the ring, 1st fret G with the index, strum the whole guitar. And now we have the beautiful E major chord. Now, the A minor chord and the E major chord, they're completely different chords. But what they do share is the same just shape, the same hand shape, but they're completely different. You know, and they're used in different ways and in different chord progressions. So I showed you some really quick examples of A minor in chord progressions. But now let me show you E major. So one thing is E is real common in the blues. Like a Rolling Stones kind of thing. Like that. You know, a million more songs. So we've just learned 2 chords with one shape, completely different chords, and remember them because we're going to add them into lots of songs. A minor, and the exact same shape up a string as E major. So at this point you should know E minor, A sus2, G major, A major, and D major. We have A minor and E major now. And there's more to review, so stick with that A minor and E major and combine it with the other chords that you're starting to memorize. And we'll see you in the next one. All right, as hopefully you're figuring out, it's not a magic trick, but that's our secret. Because I remember watching people play guitar before I played, and it seemed like a magic trick. So we're pulling back the veil, so to speak. So thanks for hanging out. Also, please subscribe to this channel. There's, tons of videos and tons more coming. And hopefully you're enjoying this little series here as a beginner. Everyone was a beginner at one point, remember that. And also be sure to check the links for the other videos in the series so you make sure you're following them along at the right order. and a couple more shapes, really only a few more, and you've got everything you need for, the whole first wave of easy songs to play, which I have a lot of links, a lot of lessons for already on this channel. So anyway, hope to see you there, and until then, take care.